Come on in, guys. Welcome to the Sit-Out Bench. I'm Matt.
And I'm Joe. We're two friends from the Midlands who are absolutely die-hard Survivor fans. We're excited for you to join us for pre-season, in-season, and post-season content focusing on Survivor UK. You can follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, follow us, interact with us, and definitely give us a 5-star review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you're listening to the pod.
On today's show, we're going to be doing our half-time show for this week. We're going to be calling it The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly.
So take your spot on the sit-out bench, and let's get started.
Joe, how are you?
Yes, Matt, I'm doing fantastic. It's been a wicked start of the week. Right now, I'm sweating my balls off. My chestnuts are roasting by the open fire. So the log burner is on. Everything feels really, really good. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing well. So we've got a very exciting guest on today's episode. We actually have the iconic star of Instagram right now. If you're looking at hashtag Survivor UK, I'm sure you'll have seen his stuff. And that is Stephen Mckell. Stephen, how are you?
Bonjour! I'm doing really well. Thank you so much. I am so excited to be here today because we're going to spit some fire. I'm ready. Okay,
mate. I'm so honestly, me and Matt, we've been looking forward to this for absolutely weeks. As soon as you could come on, for every Super Bowl, there needs to be a Rihanna. And you are a guy who loves the whips and chains.
Oh my god! I may be bad, but I'm perfectly good at it. Okay, that's me, Anna. Get me on Survivor, I would win by seduction. Anyway, that was too far. So, yeah, I'm super excited to be on here and just really talk. I love the show so much. Like, I'm such a massive fan, and some people in the UK don't know about it, right? So when the UK version was coming up, I'm like, everyone's going to be talking about it. Like, it's Survivor. Like, not everyone's talking about it, as we know. But, yeah, I'm just so excited to just chat shit. Can you swear?
Yeah,
go for it.
We're hard explicit.
Okay. I just can't wait to chat shit. And just be really nice to every survivor because everyone there deserves to win. That's a lie.
I like that not everyone, in a way, is talking about Survivor right now. I feel like I'm part of a very elite club where it's just me and my friends who really know what the exciting thing is on Saturday. It's staying in your living room, watching 2 hours of TV on BBC One. But for yourself, yeah. How did you get into Survivor? You know, what's the story? What made you fall in love with it?
I started watching it maybe 10 years ago online. So, like, obviously, that was the American version, so I didn't ever see the UK's first 2 series and stuff. So I think I stumbled upon it when I had swine flu back in like 2009. Remember that bougie COVID years ago. And I remember having like a little dongle on my laptop that had internet, and I was just watching like TV shows in America, and Survivor came up, and I was like, what is this? This seems fun. And I was reading it, and I was like, this seems like it was kind of like a really good version of like Shipwreck, which is like a UK show that they had on Channel 4. But I was like, well, this sounds kind of fun. Maybe there's like hot people we can watch, and it's just kind of kiki fun. And I was like, no, Survivor's cutthroat, death, not death. And it was just, I remember just watching. I can't remember what season it was. I think it was season 1. I went right in the start of season 1 because by then it'd been like 10 seasons. And I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the whole aspect of like outwit, outplay, outlast, and it was so great to like watch like contestants on there and then rooting for them, and they get sent home, and then I'm chuck my laptop out the window, and then back in those days there was you can't just tweet someone on Twitter and be like, I hate you, for your favourite off. So I was really in the midst of me not being well that I binged maybe 4 or 5 seasons in one go. It was a rough time. I was in my bed for 2 weeks, let's just say that. And since then, it's been amazing. Sometimes I won't watch it for like a while, like a good year or 2, and then I'll binge it all. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, that's my first Survivor story. I've been such a big fan for like 10 years now, and I'm super excited that it's in the UK. Let's come back to the UK again. It's just, I love it. I want to be on it so bad. I want to go on there and stab people in the back, metaphorically, and win the crowd. And I love the evolution of it from like the early on seasons, or like the gameplay and the social aspect of it, and how it's transformed over, we're on season 45 now, I think, in America and stuff. and I can't remember what season one in Australia. So it's really fun to watch players go on who are like younger than the actual show itself. You know what I mean? Like I just think it's so much fun to see how these people are die-hard fans. Like these people watch Survivor, they study it, they build challenges in their back garden just on the off chance that they may be doing it in the. You know what I mean? I just love that aspect of it. It's clear people in the UK did not do that. This year. Sorry, I'm a rambler as well.
Let's get into that, because you obviously the infamous brother of the first boot of Survivor UK, and the fact that you did not know that he was gone, this blew my mind. Like my hands, I didn't even understand how you could lose a brother for a few weeks, and suddenly
I want to say, Richard, if you're watching this and everyone else, justice for Richard, justice for him and his split pants, justice for him then being a great player. And his little VR when he got exited, he goes, "They voted our strongest player." Yes, they did, Richard. I support you. Get Lilani out. That's who should have went. I said what I said. I like Lilani now. I still like her. Like, justice for Richard and my brother. They got him out too early. And if anyone from the show's watching this, I'm not forgiving you. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say on behalf of Richard. Team Richard all the way. He should have went first. It should have been first in the show. Anyway, so I knew he was applying, because I applied. I applied in January, and he applied before that. He goes, I've applied for that too. And I thought, great. Isn't that good? Because in my mind, out of all of us in my family, if there's anyone that should go on Survivor that could do well physically and a social game, and he's quite smart, would be my brother Richard, right? So when he said he applied for it, I said, well, I'm not getting on, am I? I'm not getting on. They'll put me on. And to be honest, I'm not going to lie, I was like, oh, what's happening? He would tell you, like, oh, I've got through like this interview and all that stuff. He went to London and stuff. But I didn't know what he was doing. I live in Lincoln, so I'm in the middle of England, and he lives in Scotland. So then, it wasn't until like he came back, and for a while now he was like, "Oh yeah, I went and filmed it," and I was like, "No." So I said, Najee, wait a minute. The thing is, though, is I think you're, as far as I'm aware, I think you're allowed to tell like one person or two people that really close circle. So I'm like, maybe my mum too. I'm on the phone and Mumble sees away like, oh, how's everyone doing? She's like, yeah, fine, great. What the fucking telling me that Richard's away filming on my favourite TV show of all time? when he was applying and when he was like, and obviously like he was going through rounds and stuff like that, I just assumed that he was getting further on, but you can't talk about it. And he's one of those people that's like, I got to stick to the rules. You fuck off. Anyway, he should have told me. And I was just like, right, okay, and he's one of those people. And you know what? You said it in the episode that I listened to today, the recap, is that some of these people haven't watched and studied the show very much before they went on it. He's fucking one of them, okay? Because I'm getting heated now, because he watched enough of it to understand, but I was like, that child, outplay it last. If you ever get on, you've got to do this. You've got to watch this season, and I don't think he did, clearly, because he got eliminated first. So I had no idea he was on it. So I'm just rambling. Had no idea that. I had an inkling, because I didn't hear from him a little bit. Also, I'm in Lincoln and he doesn't text me. Hi, Richard. Thanks for texting me, but you don't. Hope that resonates with you. So yeah, maybe I had an idea of it. I just didn't know when all that was until he came back and was like, oh yeah, I found that. And I was like, oh great. Fuck you. Thanks for telling me. And I gave him such good advice on it, because I've watched all the seasons, and I'm just like, it's so great, you should start with this season. He was just like, yeah. I think he did. I'm sure he watched one season, maybe. I'm just like, it's not one of those shows that you can just go into and just not research it and not watch every single season. That's how you learn. Anyway, didn't know he was doing that until he came back. So, pardon me, if anyone from BBC is watching or whatever, he stuck really well to that NDA and not disclosing it.
Did you know that he was going to be the first boot, or did you find out live when you watched it?
I found out live that I'm joking. I knew it was the first bit. I think I assumed that it was. They couldn't really tell me, but he did tell me that it was the first boot, and I was obviously mortified. So I was like, "Oh, you're not my brother anymore, are you? You're going to watch Survivor, my favorite TV show of all time, and you got the boot. I'm sorry, I'm taking your name off you. You're not my brother anymore." I was so gutted for him, and obviously he obviously knows more than probably like all the cast will talk, but he doesn't. I don't know anything else. I don't know. I'm assuming he'll know probably who gets to the final or whatever, because they'll text each other. I'm assuming. I don't know anything. I just know that he didn't make it that far, and I was heart-wrenchingly gutted for him because I know how good he was. I was giving him advice, but when I went on there, I was like, don't do what you normally do, which is take charge and be a bit like abrasive. He was telling me like when people I don't know why I'm laughing. But he was telling me like when they were all sleeping on on the floor on like bamboo and they all had sore backs, he was like lying down being like, I'm actually quite comfy. I'm like, I would have put your ass out too. Like, he was like, obviously you don't see a lot. You only see 1 hour of like 2 days. He was just like, I tried really hard not to, to take control and not to say anything because I didn't want to be a target. I've been like, well, that's person's good choice. But Stephen, sometimes they didn't know what they were doing. And I just tried to help. And I was like, well, you look like you didn't know what you were doing, trying to make fire. But that's not my thing, babe. But no, I was very gutted when I found out they didn't make it as far as I'd hoped. I mean, you want to make it to the merge, don't you? That's like, if you make it there, you kind of like, you're getting, not the full experience, but you're getting to stay to the very end. So I was very gutted for him. I really was like, oh, I feel really, really sad and gutted. But he's chick on the chin. He's enjoyed the experience. And when you go home first, it's like, you've not wronged anyone. Actually, they've all wronged you. And when you built the first person off, it's probably like one of the hardest because you're like, you have nothing really to base it off of. You just really go by first impressions. And I love him. He's a little bit arrogant. So, yeah. And I said to my mum, I was like, Mum, he's arrogant. And sometimes he doesn't know it. And I'd say that's one of his qualities as well, that he just really knows what he's talking about. But sometimes I come across that way. I just hope that he just lies and just pretends that he's like something else. But I'm gutted for him, but he's still part of the cast, isn't he? So the elusive.
We agree. I think he got a very raw deal. In like our first recap episode, I remember we went sort of 5-10 minutes just about the lie that he was bad at challenges when he clearly smashed it, and it was Matthew standing next to him. He wouldn't hold on to it for another minute. I think we've been robbed a little bit, not having Richard go a little bit further.
Yeah, and I think everyone knew that, and I think that you know what it was, and it's like you don't know the edit. Like I don't know a lot of information, but you don't know like the edit and how what was he doing after the challenge? Was he going doing the confessionals? What was he doing? Because it just showed you like people just sitting around, and he was like, "That's not kind of what I was doing." You know what I mean? So like, you don't get to see if the people are doing it, but they wanted to edit a certain way. And as Lani got the jump on you, gal, she came back and was like, and she knew what she was doing. She played the game, and she was like, I was wrong. I'm not a great player, but I want to work hard. So she knew what she was doing, I think, in that terms of kind of playing the social game. And yeah, it was looking challenges, and like, but it held to battle. And for me, I know if I'm there, I'm rambling, I'm so sorry. I know if I'm there, and someone at Tribal Council said, "Oh, people," I would say, "Shut your mouth, you let go of it," and I had to carry your little battle. So let's get them out. But then that was a woman, so let's not go into the misogynistic thing because we can speak about that in a bit. But yeah, so I just think if it'd been me, I think I would have fought my case a little bit more. I want to see scrambling. I want to see deals being made. I want to see stabbing someone in the back, metaphorically. And you know what I mean? I just want to see more of that in the first episode. He never got to see that, which is a shame. I'm assuming he did. I would like to see more of like a hustle of let's fight to stay here, because that's what you're supposed to do if you're thinking on the chopping block.
We've loved watching all of the stuff you put out there, and it's huge on TikTok and Instagram, and we love kind of the raw reactions. So one of the games we want to play to kind of kick this off is kind of a word association game. We're going to tell you...
You're going to get me in trouble. You're going to get me in trouble.
We're going to give you a name of a contestant, and we just want you to choose one word that you think kind of describes them or characterizes them, however you want to go. Just your raw gut. One word.
This is all alleged as well, by the way. Whatever I'm about to say is allegedly. So if you're going to sue me, have I got to through all these names? And you're going to say the right.
We'll feed you the names. Matt will feed you the names.
Okay, so I think I'm pretty much going alphabetical, but we're going to start off with Ashley.
All right.
That's even more damning.
I would have said something else maybe a few weeks ago, but she's doing all right now. She's all right. Sorry. Yeah.
So this one might be a spicy one after this week. Chris.
Fucking brilliant. Sorry, that's 2 words. He's fucking brilliant. Brilliant. That's the one word. Christopher's brilliant. And not for all the good reasons. Let's just throw boxes. I'm sorry, I can't. Wearing goggles and everything. He's brilliant. He is TV gold. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
Okay, and next one. Doug.
Sexy. Sorry. Yeah, he's sexy. He's sexy. But if I was using not to objectify him, I'd say smart. Like when I think of him, I think he's smart. He's a smart player. But he's also sexy. Hi, Doug. Anyway.
Anna next.
Ghost. I don't really see her. And I want to, but when I think of Anna, I think Ghost. I think it's just, you see them passing by, and it annoys me because I really want to see more of them. But yeah, Hannah's Ghost right now. I just feel really bad. I'm just saying, I'm trying to pick words that how I feel about them. And they're all lovely. Not the next one, no.
Florence.
Misogynist. That's mean. He's a bit of misogynist, yeah. I'm just going to say what I said. Anyway.
Do you want to expound on that? Why is he, for you, a
He's not actually a misogynist, Lawrence. I want you to listen to this and that. But that's just the word that, because you said it in the show, it makes me think of that. Where he goes, we're not all misogynists, we're not misogynists here. And I was like, well, you've said that. And like Melanie said, well, you said it. And I think because, yeah, I think we could do with more some testosterone in the camp. Everyone loves testosterone. And, you know, I don't like that. I don't like that. Oh, we just need more many men in here. I'm like, don't say that once you just voted out all the women. Doesn't make sense. That's what I say, Lawrence. But he's I like his accent. He's funny. He's posh, and like I like to see a bit more of his gameplay that's coming in now. So he's getting a little bit more dirty, and I think the editors have kind of did him a little bit bad. Production. That's true. I think they've edited him in a weird way. The last few episodes to make him look a certain way. But misogynist is what I first thought when you said it. Doesn't mean he is. Allegedly.
So
I'm going to be nice in this next one. I'm going to be really nice in this next one.
So next we've got Lee.
Listen, when I get it's not just one word. I'm going to say what I say the most about Lee on my stories is shut up, right? Now, again, please, honestly, I know these are all friends and they all love each other, and I get that. But if you go through my notes, the most things I say, shut up, Lee. Lee, shut up. Because he just, you know what it is, and it's not even like, he's not deliberately being like against women or like hating or he doesn't hate women, but like he's just really aggressive in how he talks and how he acts. And I don't know if they're editing him to be that way, and it puts me in a way. But yeah, the first thing I think of is shut up, because he just when he talks and says stuff, like when he does like the little group in the mornings, he's like before challenges. I don't like that. As I'd say, don't do that. Don't do that, baby, please. That's what I would say. So yeah, just like, shut up.
You don't need to see a machete swinging into a tree to feel excited about being a survivor.
Yeah, I'm like, great. And then the tribal councils will say stuff, and I'm like, just shush. Because you're giving stuff away. You're saying things that I remember he said something once. He was like, it's statistics that men are a bit like better than women, and Hannah just went, okay. And I was just like, I just skirts it. So sometimes that's what I think about. Listen, I'm saying the first thing that comes to my mind. That doesn't mean that's how I feel about them, but shut up, Lee. Is what I'm thinking right now. Love you, Lee.
Okay, so next we got Leilani.
This is so bad. But this is honestly just all a laugh. I love them all. Leilani. I love what's the first one I think about? Iconic.
Yeah.
Iconic. She's iconic now. I mean, I was team against Leilani because she should have went home instead of my brother. I'm not going to change my mind on that. I am now, because she's. And how she gathered the men up when they voted, spoiler, when they voted Jess out, how she was like, yeah, how dare they do that? And then she was like, what'd she say? Jess was great at drinking, she's great at this, how she can balance. I was like, gather them up. It's just iconic. Iconic is what I think about when I think of Leilani right now. And yeah, an icon. 45, doing it for it. I love her.
Agree. So next we got Matthew.
What's the first I think about Matthew? See, I'm thinking about what I think of the last few episodes. Matthew, I think he's a bit adorable, actually. I would say adorable. I think Matthew's adorable. I think that the fact he's had 22 jobs in 21 years is adorable. I mean, it's a red flag, but it's adorable. And in my notes, I was like, 22 jobs, and let's assume that he only started working when he was 16. That's 5 years, so I'm kind of I'm trying to work. But he is adorable. I think that like how he talks is adorable. How he speaks about other people sometimes is adorable. And like when he was reading his letters and stuff like that, I'm like, give me a little bit of a tear. So I would say Matthew's adorable. I ramble so much. Oh my god.
Right. Next we've got Nathan.
Boring.
No freaking way.
So, oh my god, I feel so bad saying that. Like, Nathan, so first of all, please watch Nathan in the tribal councils. He sits like this, looking in the fire. Every time, I think in the tribal councils, every time he's been there, he just stares into the fire. He doesn't really talk that much. I do think he's a bit boring, to be honest. Apart from when he got my brother out in the first episode, Nathan, Richard gave up. Richard didn't give up. Liar. I personally find him boring currently right now, but I think the next few episodes, because obviously he's lost Jess, some of that. So I'm hoping that the next few episodes, I really want to see more. I would say more gameplay from him. I think the first episode or two, he was kind of making decisions, or it was seen as if he was kind of making decisions, and then it just got a bit boring. I was kind of like, I want to see more of you. I know that you've got more. When he was saying what he was doing this for, when he's reading his letters and stuff, and he was crying, I was like, I want that. I feel like I'm getting connected with you. But right now he's giving a little bit of boring, and I just want more, Nathan. Love you.
Okay, so next we got Peg Leg.
I just think Union Jack, that his prosthetic leg with the Union Jack, it is iconic. I just think Union Jack when I think Peg Leg, because every time I see him, it's about that Union Jack Peg. Is it the leg is Union Jack, isn't it?
Yeah. He's got a couple, hasn't he? Yeah.
That's what I think about him. I don't. There's not much more that I can think about him. And the only thing that annoyed me one time is when he complained that Rachel had something in her eye, and I'm like, well, she's got something in her eye, Peg Leg. You don't want to go blind, do you? But yeah, I just think Union Jack. He's not giving me a lot. So, but the move over to Callerton was I think that was a good move because it's for his game. You've got to do something. You've got to kind of do something for your game, and if you can survive it, then you're laughing as if I'm shading them. I'm not. Okay, continue.
And last but not least, for the people still in the game, we have Tanuki.
Fantastic. I fucking love her. What was it you said about her? She was a roller skater mix between Bear Grylls, something like that, and her VR. I just thought she was brilliant. I love her so much. I think she's great. And I also want to preference this by saying, everyone I've said there, if I said you're boring or whatever, you've made it on the show. I'm jealous. So a lot of this stuff, all of you, I really secretly hate every single one of them because they got on the show and I never. But I also love every single one of you, and you've given me a great show for the last 2 weeks. Because I know this is going to be edited, me calling them shade, and they were like, how the fuck is this fat guy shouting at us about being on a show because they voted his brother off? Anyway, no one can say I'm not petty.
Dude, this audio is going out in raw form. There's no edit.
No.
Okay. You mentioned it a few times. We have to ask, how the hell did you not get on the show? Like, this is mind-blowing.
And my audition tape, I was doing high kicks and everything. So I was in my room, like, I was in my living room being like, hi! I could outlast everyone. I was like, I can make friends. I don't mind making friends. I'll get them to tell me the whole love story and a heartache. I'll stab them in the back and use it against them. I don't know why they never thought to put me. I do think it's because, let's be honest, the elephant in the room. It's because I'm fat. That's what I said. It's not really. Well, to be honest, some of my size, who's like a very voluptuous big boy, I don't think they could justify like bringing me out there, because would I be able to do all the challenges? Probably not. Actually, you know what? If you're listening to this in production, I can do it. I have lost 5 stone this year since I've applied. So get me on season 2 if the ratings are good.
Big if
I don't know why
there.
Yeah, I don't know why they were going. I think it would have been fun. But imagine if I got sent home first, I would have been, because what a great storyline, isn't it? Stephen, the first person out last year's brothers come back to avenge her.
Yes.
Zero.
And bring Nathan back if he doesn't make it to the very end and he gets a second chance, and I'll vote him out if I vote my brother out. Anyway, sorry, I'm not petty. Yeah, don't know how I never made it on. I thought I was I was watching it last year, the American version. I was watching episodes of it, and then I was like, I want to go on Survivor so bad. And then the next day, someone reached out to me. Actually, you know what? Someone reached out to me to apply for it. First, so this is the shady part of it. Someone reached out on Instagram, like a casting person, who casted for the show. And my brother was saying to me, like, oh, like, we love your brother's content. And I'm like, well, you don't love it that much, do you? It's an answer and production. We didn't get me down there. But yeah, I don't know why I wasn't on, but the cast that did make it are amazing. And I can't think of the series now without all 18 of them that were there, or 19. But my brother should have made it further. Sorry, I just will keep saying that throughout the whole entire podcast. Yeah, don't know why I never made it. Shame, really. I thought it would have made great TV.
Yeah, we're hoping you get on season 2. We're hoping it is one. We're hoping you're the first person. It'd be worth it. Let's get into the season itself then. We said this is going to be the good, the bad, the ugly. Let's start with some of the good stuff. Matt, the most defining moment of the season.
That's really difficult. I think probably, I would say like all the Jess moments, but since Jess is gone, I feel like that would be, is that defining the season? So maybe I'd say like Doug's gameplay so far, because I think that's kind of the flagship for the pre-merge, especially like when he's finding that idol, the way he's controlling the votes and flipping between groups of people. So I think that's probably the best gameplay of the season so far. That's probably what I'll think about when I think back on this season afterwards.
Yeah, I love that. Doug is definitely the gold standard in terms of how to play Survivor with a group of people who haven't seen Survivor before. So I really rate that.
I totally agree.
When I went for defining moment, I had to go with Chris deciding to talk to Lawrence to uncover the whole Outpost story. So the Outpost happened in episode 3, and it's still giving us content all the way through in episode 8. It's absolutely unreal that this one decision has had such a huge impact on who gets voted out, who's being trusted. I think that is the major moment for Survivor UK so far that's just changed everything.
I love that. I think I said that I must have dedicated 4 minutes worth of my Instagram stories about him trying to find out during the sandbag thing when he was asking questions like, what kind of size of fish did you have? And then he was going back and asking people so what kind of size is it? Big fish, little fish, cardboard, what? I think it was so funny. And to preference off of that, I think one of the defining moments of it was the team swap of 2 people from each tribe going over, because what it does, I think for me, was that it made Doug and Pegleg have an opportunity, because obviously they were in tribal councils after that, to really show gameplay. This is tough. If you're able to complete this and survive, that for your gameplay is massive. And I wanted to see Doug and how he would handle not having the other people that he relied on so much. And also he moved over to the other tribe because he thought everyone knows about the idol now. Then he just left. He left them behind. He said, bye-bye, and just left. I love, for me, defining is when Tanuki and Matthew, Pegleg and Doug swap tribes, because Tanuki then came in, and when they found out about this idol thing from Ren, Tanuki and Christopher used that in the whole open of the camp, because Chris was saying, I'm just talking about it for fun, and Tanuki already knew that there was suspicion, so then she just spoke about it, and then Ren, in front of everyone. I just thought they were using each other knowledge of what's going on to kind of blow this up in front of the whole camp, to then put a target on Ren's back and take it away from Matthew and Tanuki and Leilani, who had just moved over to Lenena. Was it Lenena? Anyway, that's my defining moment. I thought it was great. I think that swap really got to showcase a lot of people's strategic game, and that's where it came into play. So it's quite off the back of what you said as well, Joel. Yeah, love that.
It really opened up the gameplay in terms of forcing people to act a little bit differently and not just sitting their tight little groups. Just quickly, I did say this on my pod, the other thing with the fish part, where Chris is talking to Lawrence and talking about fish sizes, how familiar does that just feel as a guy when someone says, how big is it? And you're like, you so cool to be doing this with your fingers.
Yeah, it's bad. And we all resonated in that moment. It was funny. Oh, God, I love Chris. He's TV gold.
Okay, so that's defining moment. Let's go on though for you in the good portion. Who is playing the best game right now? Who is your winner pick with half a season left to go?
Oh my God. Oh, that's so hard. Who's playing the best game right now? Doug, I would say. I think Doug's playing the best game right now. Who do I want to win it? Tanuki. I think her social game is outstanding. In terms of how she can speak to people. I just think that she sometimes reminds me of some of the really good players in the American version. You know what I mean? I think it's really up there. But I think Doug for me is like the one to look at. Do I think he'll win? I want him to win. I think if he wins, it's fine. I want Tanuki to win. Do I think they will win? Probably not. I think they'll get taken out in the next few weeks. So who do I think will win? I don't know. I want Tanuki to win, but I think Doug might. Yeah, so that's my answer. Doug and Tanuki.
Hot takes.
Yeah.
I would say Tanuki is playing the best game at the moment. I think it would be Doug, but my big worry with Doug is what happens with this idol thing, because obviously Pegleg's going to tell them that he had the idol and they're worried about maybe people be a bit weird on him after that. So who knows? But yeah, if that all blows over and it's fine, then yeah, I would say Doug. But my other pick is Tanuki there. How about you, Joe?
So I'm going to go for the underdog, because in our preseason fantasy draft, I chose Matthew as my Captain America because he's young, he's fresh-faced, he's playing a good game. I was massively disappointed at the start when he was getting a huge Dodo edit and everything was just going wrong for him, and he was the comic relief, always farting and smelling like onions. For me, I think Matthew's positioned himself really well with having a good alliance around him to help carry him forward. His threat level's relatively low, he's good in challenges, and for me, Matthew really reminds me of a less funny Fabio, the winner of Survivor Nicaragua. Like, he's just kind of like this, the goofy idiot who's going to win by default if he gets to the end.
Yeah, absolutely. I think people would vote for him in the end because they're like, it's Matthew. Yeah, I think that'd be. I can see that. I think the last few episodes have really showcased him in a way that has made me. I put in my notes of like, I feel like I'm more drawn to him now. I feel like I've got a bit more of a connection that makes me want to root for him. He's not just getting like he's kind of like the dodo. You know what I mean? He's kind of like, just laughing, joking around. He's actually got quite a good game. I think he's positioned himself in a really good slot. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the people that he's aligned himself with when it comes to the merge now, because this is the case. Jitty.
100%. These are the next two episodes that I think make or break in terms of whether he's going to get live acting with them. Doug, Tanuki, Matthew. I think the next couple of episodes are going to be really messy, really, really exciting. Matt, let's go to the bad next.
Okay, so the bad, what is the worst moment of the season so far for you, Stephen?
I'm not going to say my brother been sent home, because that would be that would be obvious, wouldn't it? That's good to say. The worst moment for me, to be honest, seeing Jess go home. To be honest, I'm going to say that. I think that's just so fresh in my mind. Rach and Jess going were just was unbelievable. But Jess being sent home for me was probably the worst part, the worst moment of the season so far. I just think that it's, I don't know, it seems like such a person, like they are TV loyalty and like how they were in the camp. I just think that's the worst moment for me anyway when it comes to having people going home. That's what I would say. Jess going home, R.I.P.
Yeah, I've just listened to her exit interviews that she did, and she comes through so well on those as just someone who is social, who is there for the team game, who's there to play things. Is hard. She had so much growth as well through these 8 episodes. I think she really did grow like an amazing amount.
Yeah, I just think she would caught on to it too late, and she sort of really thought and known that Shai and Lawrence were going to turn. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things that if it had been someone who, I don't know if she's really versed in Survivor and watched it and studied it, and maybe should have been a step or two ahead of them, and it might have given her a bit of a chance to kind of persuade like Doug and Pegleg and stuff. I did like how she just went up to him. She was like, "I think I'm on the chopping block. Yeah, what's going on?" Like that element of someone who, like, it's funny because like I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't just go up and be like, because I want to play a game. She just comes up and she's just like, right, and why are you just sending me home? And I just like, come on, like if you just play a little bit more smarter. But she's still got to see her go. I think she's going to really miss her on the screen.
Yeah, totally agree. For me, in terms of worst moment of the season, the honest answer here, and the only answer that's 100% right, is Tree Mail. That is the honest answer. I I complain about tree mail every episode, so I decided not to make that my answer today.
It does not serve it at all. It does not serve any part of the episode.
Such a waste of time. Like, if there's ever a moment to go get a Snickers bar, like it is with tree mail, I know I can go get a Snickers bar, eat it, put the wrapper in the bin, have a little bit of a think about what I'm going to do the next day, and still get back in time for the challenge. Like, it is way too long.
Wow.
Honest answers, though. I think the worst moment of the season so far isn't something we've seen, but it's something that's happening off camera with production. And so we have kind of an exclusive breaking news coming through to you today. So one of the questions that we had asked in our last podcast was all around the second idol that was hidden on Calaton. We've been talking to lots of different people in production, and we've had it now confirmed from multiple sources that Doug did in fact find the second Calaton idol just moments before he went to tribal council and voted out Shy. So at some point, Doug had 2 immunity idols. And the craziest part is we've had it confirmed that immunity idol was only valid for 1 tribal council. So he found it, didn't use it, and it's now expired.
What the fuck is going on? No, that is madness.
Like, what are we doing? Why are we not showing this?
I'm not showing this, and why you not like utilize? Oh God!
Considering the 22 minutes of the family letters as well, like they could have made more for that.
And every single fucking family letter was read. Oh my gosh, that is gaggy. That is gaggy. That would have been such great Survivor TV. Like that. That's what I'm watching it for. I'm watching for like the what's going to happen? How are you going to use it? You know what I mean? Oh God. Yeah. Oh God.
And there are 2 decisions there. One, the decision to make an idol last for just 1 tribal council is absolutely gross. But also, the fact we were robbed of that golden god moment of Doug with 2 idols, pretending to be Iron Man.
Absolutely, that just like I don't know if that's sabotaging his game a little bit, because like not his game, but like how you perceive him, because obviously a strong player. Finding, I mean, like I just think that is madness. God, this production, I have honestly I've spoken to some people, but I just think the production is just a little bit. It's just off. It's not. They really are just fumbling the ball with certain things, and it feels like they're using certain stuff because they've not got as much material as they probably hoped. You know what I mean? Like you're getting all these family letters that take 20 odd minutes. We're not finished. That's it. Oh, we're doing the immunity. We're doing the immunity challenge now. I was like, okay, we're just going right into that. I want to see people scurrying around for idols. I want to see production should have stepped in and said, listen, guys, we need some people stabbing someone in the back. We need some good gameplay, twists and turns. Someone needs to go win for the idol. I want someone wake up at 3 in on their hands and knees, going down rabbit holes to find them. They're just not really looking around. They're not doing anything. It's just the production's really off this season, in my opinion.
Do you know what they could do with? They need to do the immunity challenge where it's like, who's the biggest twat, basically, and just like have loads of questions about each other, make them all hate each other, and then hopefully the game will pick up a bit.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. I'm tuning into Survivor. I love the kumbaya for the first episode or 2. We're all happy families. We're all just yay. We're all survived immunity. Yeah, no. And after that, I want to see rocks smashing off people's heads. I want to see blood, not real blood. I'm not a violent person, but you know what I mean. I want to see like what you see in. I think it's because we have such great seasons in like America and the US that we're kind of basing it off of that. But you have to, because it's essentially it's bringing itself back. It's reinvented itself. I want to see. I just don't think they're up to the par just yet. So hopefully after the merge, it gets more cutthroat.
It's super tough competition right now, wedged in between US, AU's coming back in the new year. Yeah, it's super hard to compete with established developed ones. Okay, we've talked then about who are our winners' picks going into the second half of the season. But Matt, I'll come to you first. In the bad, who has 0% chance to win the game?
I'm going to say Lawrence right now. I think everyone's against him socially. I think he's made a bit of a dick of himself at the challenge when he brought misogyny and painted that word across his own head. Yeah, I can't see a jury voting for him to win at this point.
Yeah, well, I totally agree. Doris was my pick as well. I think there's no chance that anyone votes for him at the end, and it's really sad because in some ways that almost means he's guaranteed to stay a long time. And he's just not giving in any way for me beyond comparing a crab to his mother's foot. Like, you know,
I know, don't. That shook me. That's poor mum.
Stephen, who do you think has 0% chance to win the game?
I my pick was Lawrence, to be honest. And I'm going to pick someone else just out of. I'll say Lawrence, right? I'll say Lawrence. I was going to pick Hannah as well, but I feel like Hannah, I think because I've not seen a lot of her, but I feel like if she gets her game up and actually she's not made a lot of enemies, I think that if she still has a potential to win. I think Lawrence had absolutely no chance. Yeah, that's it. Because if he goes to the final, no one's voting for him. No one's going to respect his game and what he's done. And I think that's the truth of it. Bless him. I blame him for it.
Have you seen on Reddit that his nickname is picking up steam as Nemo? Have you guys seen this?
No, I've not seen this.
Yeah, he's picking up steam to be called Nemo because he's one good flipper. That's brutal, isn't it?
Yeah. And really know people when they really know how to shade someone, don't they? Although I think Lawrence the one that you would just stand naked though in the morning.
Yeah.
Wait. That was nice. Like Tanuki said, that's against you. And of course, I mean, people would now be like, no, I don't want that. But you know, he was bringing some kind of fun to the until he said they weren't misogynist, which is what a misogynist would say. I bet he's not. He's just playing the game, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's interesting you said Hannah, and you see maybe a chance for her to win the game. I don't see any chance for her to win the game.
Not. But I'm trying to be nice. I'm hoping I want to see more. I want to see more from her because I think when I do get to see her speak, or when she does say stuff and certain things, when she was like, she didn't trust Rachel, also another Scottish person. I have a vendetta against Scottish people, by the way, just to let you know that. And I just don't trust Rachel, so I'm voting her out. Okay. You don't trust no bitch on this place. A bitch being anyone, by the way, not just a female or male or how you identify. So you don't trust anyone. Doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I don't trust Ashley, and we vote her too. Okay, I get it, but like, where's the justification? You just don't trust. I don't trust anyone. You know what I mean? Like, I want more. I want to see her do more stuff. And I think now that Ren's gone, I see her being very difficult to maybe align with other people in her tribe that she's maybe neglected to align with. That she could be up as one of those. Let's get her out because it'll be an easy vote. If that makes sense. I don't know if she's made a lot of friends, but I do love her. I love her on Instagram.
Yeah, I think it's so funny how the rest of Lynetta were just like, oh yeah, so obviously we know Hannah, even though they just buried her best friend. They didn't even think twice about the fact that she got
And it actually was like, if there was any other person, we would have Hannah, I would have pointed out someone else. Like I just think that it's so funny because then you don't even get to. I was literally when I was reading listening to your podcast when you're like, you don't even get to see what Hannah says after that. It's just kind of like, does she agree? Does she? No, just said Hannah, your friend was voted out, and just kind of moved on. It almost like shows you what's going to happen with certain people with the way it's edited. Do you know what I mean? I think sometimes you can see who might be going or what they're trying to set people up with. They need to be a bit more savvy in the edit, in my opinion. But yeah, Hannah and Lawrence, I don't think there's a big chance for them. But for two very different reasons, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Come on, gal. And the funny thing is as well, sorry, I think that, you know what, I bet that they were out there talking, or were doing stuff, and they've just focused on other people with bigger characters. That's the essential. Everyone in this game is like, are we really getting to know every person in their real self? No, they're in the pressure cooker and vote people out. So we're not really getting to know these people like 100% of who they are because they're in a game. So I just think there's other bigger personalities that have got more of the limelight than she has, unfortunately. Yeah.
Apart from Tanuki and Doug, I don't think I've sort of got a sense from anyone in the cast that they're happy with their edit. Like, everyone seems to be having a gripe with production.
Yes.
What they're choosing to show versus all of the things they feel they did, and just to like being hidden away somewhere.
And it's got. I done a TV show with like MTV, which is like one of my first lives. Anyway, it didn't do that well. And it's like when you watch it, when you watch it back, and I'm like, when I got unfairly eliminated on my episode, I was like giving the other castmates like, you're shit, you're fake, and like they edited me to be like the nicest boy from Scotland. I went on to pretend to be like I was in a fake relationship with my straight friend, and they thought I was just crying like, I love you. They just edited me to be like such a nice person in that finale part, and I was like, that's great for me. But in reality, I'm going back to my family and be like, Mum, I got them talked. Mum, I got them talked. Cut to, girl. Cut to. Stephen, you've been eliminated. I'm like, oh, my crying eyes. I mean, I do great acting, but then I was like, where's the half hour or the hour that I had to shut down production because I'm calling everyone out? So I think a lot of people in the edit, sorry, I'm just rambling now about me and my show. Obviously, I'm not over that as well. Imagine I got voted off Survivor. I would not let it go. I would not let it go. I would have a vendetta against the people. Like my brother, the people who voted my brother off. It's only been since last week that I've been like, right, I can be okay with it. Like Lilani, I don't know why. I just didn't want to give her any screen time because she should have went home. She played the game good. But in my mind, sorry, rambling. Let's stop. So I love this so much.
Perfect smooth transition then into the. It's perfect, man. Let's talk about the ugly, Matt.
Yeah, so with what we've classified as the ugly, things are about to get brutal at the merge. What do we expect to happen moving forward?
There's what we expect, or what do we want to happen?
Both. Why not?
Yeah.
I want to see people stab. I want to see Tanuki stab Matthew in the back. I want to see Matthew stab Tanuki in the back. I want to see Lilani dominate every fucking immunity challenge and just and she just gets it to there. I want to see Nathan crying because someone's voted him out. Not specifically Nathan, we love him. I want to see people in tribal council like smug, like I'm in fucking charge, and then boom, they've been blindsided. I want to see tears. I want to see blood. I want to see sweat. I want to see anger. I want to see people fight. Like, you know, I don't want to see people fight. That's violent. But I want to. That's what I want to see in the marriage. I want to see that it's what we're no happy families now. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and guess what? Only the strong survive. Get your biggest threat out. Doug, get Doug out. Actually, I love Doug. Don't say that. But that's like, I want to see a big move being played on a big player. You know what I mean? Love Doug to death. He's the only Scottish one left. Get him out. Because I know I'll be like, oh, Dad, I'll be so upset. But I'm like, if that person gets him out, oh, sorry, I'm still rambling now. That's what I want. I want the ugly. So you've heard it from me. Because if I was there, that's what I'm doing. I'm drawing you in. I want to tell me about all your family problems in your life, and I want to hear it. I love that. Trust me, because the moment I get a chance, I'm stabbing you in the back. Sorry, and I'm sending you home. Sorry, I'm so excited. Like, it's not just these people. Like everyone at the show is lovely, and I love them. I speak to them all the time, and they're all fucking great. I'm just saying, if I was there, I want to see bloodshed. I want to see tears. I want to see like so gooped that you've been voted out of your favourite show. Like, someone who thought they were going to make it to the finale and they were going to be great, and then you cut out the episode beforehand, you come forth. Oh, I want to see that. Fine. You guys?
I mean, I completely agree. I wanted to get messy. I think if it just stays kind of Calaton versus Lenena, it's going to be pretty boring, to be honest. So I want everyone stabbing their best mate in the back, or them dragging them out of tribal council. I don't want to see idols actually get played and not just expire after someone's found 3 seconds later.
I want to see the idols get played. I want to see like proper calculated moves by people. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. And idol is being played to save people, to shade people. Where's the little clues that like you now have to steal your vote? Like, I want to see all this stuff. You know what I mean? I want to see like a really good game played, how people could use it instead of just leaving people to their own devices. Production, fuck it up. You know, get in there and cause drama. Sorry, I'm really passionate about that. Obviously,
that would be the dream. It has been too nice. There hasn't been enough blood on people's hands, and I want to start really early at the auction. I think something like having the Survivor auction episode 9 and having an idol clue there. You know, just to get them all riled up. Everyone knows who's going to look for the idol. Everyone's doing it. Everyone's fighting against each other. That would be the dream. That'd be so much fun to see. I think the other part for me, and it ties in a little bit to the question I know we're going to come to around, what could the best sort of drama be? The thing I'm so here for moving forward is Chris versus Lee. That was a moment that was just given in the last episode, and they've just set themselves up to like whine about each other and be petty at each other for the next 10 episodes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude.
That is juicy, wasn't it? When he was, and I was like, "Oh, you got a point." Like, yeah, you want to make it a bit obvious. Then he was just like, then he was getting messy, and he was shouting, and Chris was like, "Calm down." You were just that woman that meme, that video. She was, "Calm down, sweetie, calm down." That's what it was like. I was dead. That would be so great to watch. And you know what? I hope Chris comes out on top. I want to see the men go home.
Yeah.
One by one. I want to see the men go home. I want to see the women band together. And if it's a season 2, for a fact there's going to be like a women alliance that are just going to stick together and just vote all the men off. I want to see some men go home out and make a fair fight. I'm just really excited to see what these individual immunity challenges are, and hoping that it's more, because naturally they're more based towards making an even playing field, it's balance or it's stamina or something like that. It's not a group activity. So I'm very excited to see what the immunity challenges are and who will exceed in that, and I'm hoping it's people that we maybe least expect, to give them some good story times. If it's just Tanuki and Doug winning all the time, I love them to death, but get them out. I love them, but that'd be fun.
Matt has a next level theory on the women in season 1.
Right, you ready for this? So I think, because I was thinking, why the hell would they want to show people as misogynistic for voting out the women if the men were to win in the end? Because that's just bad luck, right? And I was thinking, why did they show Tanuki saying they're picking us off one by one when that's not really true, and Tanuki is actually voted out half the women in the game? So I was thinking, is this a setup for the women to eventually win out over the men, and we're getting Tanuki versus Leilani final 2?
I think Matt is a story producer on Survivor. I think it should be. What did you say, a finale? A Leilani and Tanuki finale?
Yeah.
You know what? I would camp out all fucking night for those tickets. I would camp out all night for those fucking tickets. Because that's a match-up and a half. I don't know who I would vote for. Tanuki, so far, been on top and been making a lot of the decisions with Matthew and all that stuff, and Leilani having to fight. She moved over. She got. Also, go back to that. That is a great theory. And you know what? I bet that's what happens now, because you've called it. That's what's going to happen. That's what you expect to happen now. I also give props to Leilani when she got sent over to that other, was it Lenina? And she's like, just wakes them up. Hi. She's like, scoot over. I need to come in and get some warmth. Like, I just thought it was hilarious. And she's like, I just like, I just thought it was so funny. And it's just so, that would be a Leilani Tanuki finale. I want that. And I also want like someone like I don't know, Lee makes it third and he gets voted out. Something like that. Just really get. Actually, I don't want Lee to go that far. So, and not in a bad way, just because I feel like I just don't want him to go that far. I think he's Anyway, so Tanuki and Leilani finale. Who are your top 2? Who would you want to be in who would your top 2 be? Oh my god, this is just a question you already had and I just ruined it. Sorry.
No.
Who would you top? Oh, we've already discussed this. Who do you think would be in the top 2 or 3 then? Top 3 to make it to the very end, do you think? I know you said you want to win, but who do you actually think will make it? Like, not who you want to make it, would you think actually will make it? Take into consideration, are they actually going to play the game and vote off people that are threats? Doug.
Well, let's be honest, I don't think that does happen, unfortunately. Like, my dream is that it is super messy, that it is really strategic. My main worry is that it flipping won't be, and we'll then get the end with people who we kind of expect to be there. So I think you have Lawrence, who will be there at the final 3. I think he's the GOAT, and I think people are just dragging him along. And I think it's between either Doug or Tanuki. I don't think they'll both be there. I think it'll be one or the other. And I think Matthew is the other person that's there for me. That's my realistic top 3.
Okay, that makes sense. I totally agree. I think I'd switch out. Maybe. I think they'd drag Lawrence along and maybe have someone like Ashley there. But if Ashley keeps going to reach home, but it's just so hard. But though that 3 is definitely I can see that happening. I don't think Tanuki and Doug will make the finale. I think they know I think they'll turn on each other. They'll have to at some point to get each other. Well, they're not even that close now. They're not in the same tribe. But I feel like they'll definitely try and get one another out at some point if you're playing the game right. Anyway, but yeah, like that would be my top three as well. Matthew would be there, so would do, and Lawrence is getting dragged along. He's a scapegoat. They're not going to get rid of him because they know that no one's going to vote for him. Bless you, Lawrence. We love you. Nah, I'm joking. I love them all.
How about you, Matt? You see it the same way?
Yeah, so I can kind of see two ways of it going. I think we could either get like a Calaton group where it's Tanuke, Leilani, Matthew, or maybe Tanuke, Lawrence, Matthew, or maybe we'd get a Lenena group where I could see like Doug, Ash, I don't know, Pegleg maybe? I can't imagine Lee and Chris getting to the final three. I just think they're too big of personalities. I think they'll get taken out.
They're so messy. They're so messy. We love it, but I think they're so messy that they'll get papped out like 6 or 7, or like 5 maybe. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they're so messy. I love that. Oh, see that? Now you said all your top three. I'm thinking, God, it really could be anyone, just not Lawrence and Hannah.
I think having Lee on the jury is a gift to everyone. Being able to see the faces that he pulls every week and the question that he's going to ask. And
it will be. Is it Irish as well? Why did you vote me off? It's not Irish. I don't know what that is. But he'd be like, why did you, like, that's what it's going to be. Why did you vote me off? It'd be still in my head, like, why would you, you know what I mean? Oh, God.
Why did you not want to play against the strongest competition, i.e. me?
I.e. me. No, that's Richard. That was Richard in his ex interview. Love you, bro. Love you. If he listens to that. No, definitely. I'm excited. I just really hope that it's a bloodbath. That's my really. I'm really just fingers crossed. Bloodbath. I like my Saturdays excited again, and just want to see carnage. And you know, sometimes they say that. Sometimes I speak to them on like thingy. They don't tell me anything because they're not allowed. I don't ask, but they're like, "Oh, it just gets brutal," and I'm like, "Great." But what's your brutal? Because half the stuff that you think is going to be there is not actually in the show. So we're not even showing idols that are getting found. You know what I mean? It's like they want it to be cancelled. You know what I mean? Get me out there next time, honestly. If there's a season 2, all 3 of us go on. Would you apply? Did you apply this? Did you apply last year or this year?
So Joe applied. I was going to apply, but I have sleep apnea, so I don't think they'd let me on. I did try out an application, I just didn't send it in.
You could lie. I could lie. Now they know this here. Now they're going to research it. He's lying. He doesn't. He actually,
I was joking. Haha.
Yeah. If this is in the future, he's actually applied. He's got through to the last round. He actually didn't have sleep apnea. He's fine. And Joe, did you not hear back from anything? Did you get through anything? Or?
No, so I did get pretty far. I applied around the same field time, or I applied around January. So I got my phone call, got my video call, and then went to the in-person stage in Manchester. And it was really good fun. It was really good. Like the whole day was super exciting. It was kind of like a mock survivor challenge. You did like your own sort of confessionals. I think I did well in the challenge part. In the confessional part, I took it too seriously. I should have been more authentic and dragged some of the other people out and done a bit more banter. And I went like too hard into the, oh dude, I just can't wait to vote people out kind of thing. But yeah, I loved it. I loved the whole process. If there's a season 2, I definitely want to be on there. I'll definitely be applying. But I'm all for podcasters versus ignorant people. I think that would be the perfect season.
And you know what? I'd watch that. That's going to pull in ratings. I still think you got that far though. Like that's like I love how I was like, oh, did you hear back? It's just like that was so good of me. Of course you did. That's really great. I think that's really like it's just really interesting to see the kind of the behind the scenes, isn't it? When you apply for stuff like that, and you get to see the behind the scenes of how it's actually done and all that kind of stuff. But because you made it that far the first time, if you do it a second time, they'll be like, oh, he was pretty good.
I think
that's great.
Oh, I love it. Stephen, you are absolutely amazing. We love all of your takes on Survivor, on life. You know, I'm looking for you to become my new life coach. So this is this is a big relationship. But for all of the fans out there listening, what's the best way for people to follow you, to engage with you, to kind of, you know, really, really see some of your great content?
Yeah, it's just at Stephen Mckell on all my socials, so TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And just if you want to see a plus size Scottish man living his best life, some high kicks, screaming at the camera, and having a good old time, come have a watch. And it's just a feel-good vibe, that's all it is. But thank you so much for having me on, though. I've been looking forward to this for ages, and just talk about my favourite TV show in depth, and it's UK. It's really great. I've had the absolute best time.
Stephen, we definitely have to book you now. You're definitely coming back, right? This is not the end.
No, this isn't the end. I am definitely coming back. This has been so much fun, and if they're the survivors or the Catholics are watching this, there's all edited what I said. I'm all lovely, everyone. Everyone's done super well, but I said what I said, and I'm just like this on my stories. I'm even meaner on my stories, and I can be. I'm allowed to be. Okay. People do that to me every day, so I'm just returning the favour. Now, they're all super, super awesome, and I'm just really jealous that they're on that show, and I'm not.
It's nice to get some unfiltered opinions, because, we're very conscious that, we need to give people a fair shot.
Absolutely, and I think that everyone on that show has went on and given themselves a fair shot. They've just not been edited greatly for some of them, and unfortunately, I'm just calling it out. I'm calling it as I see it. And like I say, sometimes I've been really harsh on Lee, and in this episode I've seen him when he was crying. I was like, oh, it makes me feel a bit more sad for them. Everyone's getting edited in a way that's, let's be honest, probably not who they are. Apart from Tanuki and Doug, who are getting the best edits ever. So you know what I mean? So it's take it with a pinch of salt. I'm just a man jealous I've not been on the show. So also justice for Richard. I'll end it on that one.
We'll put that as the main line of the show notes.
I'm going to screen record just the first part when I was like, "Justice for Richard." He's great. He probably got voted out in the week too. Let's be honest. And they said,
so good. Okay, but Matt, for the people listening, how can people follow us?
Yeah, so they can follow us on @TheSitOutBench, all lowercase with full stops on Instagram, and @TheSitOutBench over on X.
Yeah, and the best thing you do to help the podcast grow is to give it a 5-star review on Apple Podcast, on Spotify, and take some time, send the podcast to someone you love, or maybe someone you hate. This could be a great way to start a friendship. But from me, Matt and Stephen, see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.